Hey, it's Danny from Conscious Calisthenics. So since I have not been on a vegan diet for around 40 days, there's been many different vegans that have left comments on many of my different videos since I made the switch, saying that they think that I will go back to a vegan diet, just like Vegetable Police has done. And is that true? Will I go back to a vegan diet? The likelihood of it happening is pretty much zero. And for very good reasons. And what you need to remember is I'm not Vegetable Police. Vegetable Police is a true entertainer. And guess what? If he just stuck to one diet for a very long period of time, or for the rest of his life, that actually worked for him, he would actually stand to lose a lot of money, because he's not going to have as entertaining videos, because people see him switch from this diet to that diet and that diet, and him trying out this crazy thing and that and that and that. And people just really like that. So if he stopped making that type of content, it is going to make his channel be effective in a very negative way, where he's not going to get as much views. It's really, really that simple. So he needs to just keep messing around with his diet. And now, from what I'm aware of, he's back on a high carbohydrate, raw vegan diet, and he's giving people advice on how to make it work and why it doesn't work for so many people. Yet he hasn't been back on it long at all. And guess what? He's tried it so many times. And at first he feels good, just as with many people switch to this type of diet. But long term is not sustainable, so then he goes downhill, just like every single other person. I tried doing it for around 2 years, and oh my god, it was the worst vegan diet out of all of them, because it's one of the most restrictive ones, where you pretty much eat only fruit, which you are getting the most least variation of nutrients possible that you could on any type of vegan diet out there. I've talked about this diet so many times. It's one of the most dangerous diets out there long term. It can be good short term for whatever reason someone wants to do it for, maybe some sort of cleansing or detoxification. It isn't necessarily the best diet for that type of thing. But if someone wants to do that for a short period of time, go for it. But I wouldn't recommend doing it for a long period of time, just as like the vegan diet. So yeah, I don't care what vegan diet there is. I'm not going to go back to a vegan diet. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I tried vegan ketogenic diet, I tried whole food plant-based diet, I tried like the starch solution, raw till 4, 80-10-10, fruitarianism. I tried so many of them, and guess what? On all of them I feel good for a while, and then over a long period of time I'd start to go downhill and not feel good. So then I start to incorporate different plant-based foods in, feel good for a while, and then it would go downhill. It's just this vicious cycle. And then I get to a point where I'm eating such a wide variety of mostly whole foods on a vegan diet, raw and not, and I'm not thriving like I wasn't for the last 3 months on my vegan journey. And then actually, once I'd actually started to thrive on a carnivore-based diet and started to feel the best that I've ever felt in my life, I compared how I felt like now back to when I thought I was feeling the best, which I talked about more in a video that I'll link up above. That when I thought I was thriving, well actually, no, I wasn't thriving whatsoever. Now where I'm at, I am thriving. And it's working for me so well. It has resolved so many of my different health issues and symptoms. If you want me to post a video talking about all the different benefits that I've got since making the switch, let me know down below and I'll make it for you as soon as possible. Because the amount of changes and benefits that I've got mentally and physically, holistically, is just so many. It's pages and pages and pages long. I actually have it all written down. And I knew I was going to get benefits, but wow, the amount of benefits I got that are just so profound. And many things that I didn't know are issues have actually gone away. I thought it was just normal to have them going on for me, such as like needing to sleep around 10 hours, which I found on a vegan diet. If I didn't sleep that amount, I feel like garbage. But on this carnivore-based diet, I only need around 7 hours. And even on 7 hours of sleep, I feel way better than when I thought I was thriving on a vegan diet. And it just doesn't make any sense to me where I'm at now, where I don't have all that vegan brainwashing and programming from teachers that are very dogmatic and idealistic and evangelistic with what they teach around veganism, which is normally based on their own belief system and also on pseudo-science as well, and other garbage that they preach left, right and centre, so people will believe in their vegan agenda so then they would get on a vegan diet. I now know from where I'm at and what I've learnt since making the switch to animal-based foods that you just have to get your head out of that vegan programming and you start to realise we are designed for a variety of different whole foods. That is including things such as meat and fish. In our natural environment, before we lived in this Western civilization, we used to eat these foods and we had done so for millions of years. And guess what? The animal-based foods give you a lot of different nutrients that are lacking completely on a vegan diet. They're non-existent, a lot of them, or they're very hard to get on a vegan diet, and it's just better to go down the route of eating animal foods, such as if you need zinc. So only vegans say we eat pumpkin seeds. Well, guess what? The phytates bind to the zinc, so then you don't absorb it. When you digest it, it just gets flushed down the toilet. But if you eat a high-quality grass-fed steak, there's no anti-nutrients that are binding to it, so when your body actually breaks it down and assimilates it, it can actually assimilate all of the nutrients, including the zinc, which just makes it the most bioavailable for your body. And this is an issue with the vegan diet. There's so many different anti-nutrients that bind to so many different nutrients, so you can't actually absorb the nutrients that you need, and then you run into deficiency symptoms. And then due to this happening, you end up with so many different deficiencies that you just start to get so many different health issues and symptoms induced within you, and your gut starts to be messed up, and you just start to not feel good whatsoever. And then you've got all the plant toxins like the salicylates and the oxalates and the histamines that just cause so many people to feel like absolute garbage. And oh my God, one of the number one issues that I've seen with vegans that are still vegan now or no longer vegan, gut issues are a huge issue. Bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, and so on. But guess what? When people start to switch to a carnivore-based diet, for example, all of these issues start to vanish very, very quickly and you start to get optimal digestion. But all these vegans believe that meat actually affects your digestion in a negative way and it takes so long to digest, but from what I've experienced when eating meat on its own, that is completely not true whatsoever, and I have optimal digestion and it eliminates way, way quicker than what a lot of people believe based on certain information that they've learnt from certain preachers out there. But yeah, due to all these reasons, I would have to be absolutely out of my mind to go back to a vegan diet. Does that mean that I think all plant foods are bad? No, not whatsoever. There are a lot of plant foods that are good for people. Some people can tolerate certain ones, certain people can't. If you can tolerate certain ones, then eat them. But I don't think we should be at all, well, anyone for that case, eating nuts, beans, seeds, grains, or legumes, because they are the most phytate-rich foods out there. And to be honest, try and eat those things on their own. They normally taste like garbage. They're not very appealing to us in any way, shape, or form. That's why people add like all these sauces and all these other things to it to make it palatable. So then they can trick their body into eating that. Unlike with steak, I can just eat it on its own. It tastes absolutely amazing and it satiates me so much and it gives me everything I need so I can function and feel my best. But yeah, there is a lot of people that will switch from a vegan diet, go back to animal-based foods, and due to them not changing all the brainwashing that they've had, a lot of them try and make things slightly different so they can go back to a plant-based diet. Bobby's perspective tried this many different times, switching back from the vegan diet that he then quit, gone onto meat, then he switched back, try it a little bit, and then he'd find after 2 to 3 days, I found out about this through talking to him, that he would start to not feel good again and all of his health issues symptoms would start to come back that he'd eliminated since switching to a carnivore-based diet. So yeah, you just need to get rid of all that programming that you may have if you're a vegan. If you're not thriving, it's not working for you, you've been trying everything and you've been trying it for a long time, you're just going downhill, just quit, give up. Because it is not meant to be a sustainable diet. There's a reason why so many people quit. Because we're not meant to eat only plant foods. We're also designed for an abundance of animal foods. So that's it from me in this video. Leave your questions down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and catch you on the flip side. Peace.